You're listening to Life Angels with Tracy Lynn, right here on LA Talk Radio.
Good evening and welcome to Life Angels here on LA Talk Radio with your host Tracy Lynn. We are going live for the first time tonight, so welcome to everybody watching the show tonight. For us. Yes, we have Mr. Devin Corey here in the studio, master trainer and videographer. Welcome, Devin.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for being here tonight. Yeah, and we have Linda Lee. She's also a personal trainer and a model as well.
Thank you so much.
Yes, and Mr. Josh Phelps, he's got actually a long list of credentials here, so let me rattle them off for you guys. He's a chef, he's also an NPC competitor, he's an athlete, and he's also the owner of Pure Life Foods.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, welcome you guys.
Awesome.
So we're going to talk about one of our favorite subjects, as we always do, nutrition. So we're going to debunk some myths that we have, and a lot of people, talking about fad diets, all these different things. So we're going to do that. We're also going to dive into some food, because Josh bought some food tonight. No? All right, well, never mind. We got forks, but no food.
I have some supplements for you. You can have some nutritional supplements.
Yeah, he brought us T-shirts in consolation, so.
The runner-up prize.
Yeah, exactly. And they're all extra large. But
It's medium.
So, we just want to open up with Josh. We want to talk to Josh about what he's doing, his company. So tell us how you got started, Josh, and what the name of your company is.
It's My Pure Life Foods, and I got started being a chef. I went to France, went to a culinary school out there in San Francisco, and really, I guess I just got started just doing fine dining. I worked for Gary Danko and the Ritz-Carlton and Michael Mina, and so I was kind of tired of it just being the elite person and the top 1% that was just eating this kind of food. So I developed this brand and wanted to bring the healthy and or gourmet food or upscale food to the food prep industry, the meal delivery service.
Nice. And you also do regular meals and organic meals as well, correct?
Yes, we actually do non-organic now. It started out as strictly organic, but now we cater to both.
Good. So all you health nuts out there, Josh has an amazing company. We'll show a little bit of his food, clips on Facebook and things like that. But his meals, can you give an example of some of your meals? I mean, I eat them. They're incredible. He keeps me sustained with energy, and so that I can get through all my crazy workouts right now. But just to give us an example of what kind of meals and your favorite meals.
I mean, I really believe in a holistic diet and a balanced diet. So, eating 3 to 6 times a day of just brown rice, quinoa, millet, all kind of the complex, carbohydrates. Organic vegetables, that can be just natural diuretics, which what it is it helps you dispel water and burn fat naturally. Brussels sprouts, asparagus, broccoli, cauliflower, and then the regular proteins, free-range chicken, grass-fed beef, line-caught fish. So, it's the same old thing, but it's just done a little differently.
Great.
I saw
the
your
best,
food.
the best.
I saw your food.
You wish tasted it.
I went to a Lauren Power show with you.
Yeah, we went to Lauren Power's Classic, and we stole Jesse Sink's food.
Jesse Sink kept bringing out these trays of food.
Thanks, Jesse.
And I kept looking at him going, dude, where did you get this food? The yams and everything just looks so good. I was like, you're killing me today, dude. I didn't bring any food. I got to hit the concession stand to get food. Where did you get that? And then on the way home, he broke out
another
chicken breast
one
and vegetables and yams again. And I just went, dude, you're killing me. Where did you get that? I thought he made it.
Yeah.
And I found out.
Well, we source from the farmer's market right here in LA. So, it's sustainable, organic food. It's just
the presentation is.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Beautiful.
Yeah, and explain to our listeners how a meal delivery system works, because, I mean, it's so convenient because time is the biggest thing. Do you guys not find with clients? Time
Yes,
and,
definitely.
time management, because for me,
Linda can tap on that one.
Yeah, because all my clients the food are their hardest problems. Do you guys
Oh,
Definitely
absolutely.
agree.
and not having enough time, or being a
Yeah.
busy working mom, and
Yeah.
I can't do it.
course.
It's too much. How do I eat 6 times a
Right.
day?
Trying to juggle
Yep.
2-3 times, two things at once. So it's for the busy professional. We deliver twice a week, so it's always fresh.
Okay.
And it's usually breakfast, lunch, and dinner. For competitors, we have actually 4 or 5 or 6 meals a day.
Yeah.
So it's delivered to your doorstep or to your office.
Very nice. How convenient is that? I mean,
That's-
everybody needs this. I mean, it's just a no-brainer to me. Before I was since I was doing, the meal prep for myself, and then all of a sudden, getting these meals to me, it's like how much time I've saved, and it's just so much stress off my back too. So
I want to just say something because I'm really happy that Linda's here. I've known her over a decade. I've watched her, and I've watched her sustain clients and watch them get healthier and healthier as they get older.
yeah.
And I know it's a lot. And she's actually dialed into actual pregnancies and trimesters. And
Yeah, and if you guys, you probably can't even tell you guys, but I mean, how far along are you right now?
I'm going to be 8 months next week.
That's
Wow,
amazing.
and it looks incredible. I mean, just every time I stare at you in the gym every morning, and I do because
And I've
I'm
been
just,
doing it for 10
like,
years
you
or
know,
more.
bowing down to you, going, this woman is in such phenomenal shape right now as she's almost, ready to have her child.
Thank you
So
so much.
congratulations,
Thank
because
you.
that's
Yeah,
dedication,
thank you
that's
so much.
discipline. So thank
Thank
you for
you.
setting an example for other women.
Absolutely. I always say you got to be a product of the product.
Yeah, and
And-
so tell me a little bit about what you're doing and how you got started in this industry.
So I've been doing this for 22 years.
Wow.
I did not go to college to become a fitness trainer, but I was doing it while I was in college. And I actually wanted to be a newscaster. Well,
Here you are.
Dreams do come true.
And
22
I
years
remember
later.
interning at NBC, being so unhappy when I was there, and I'd get in the gym, and I had such a good time helping people feel better. Because to me, it's about the inside first.
Absolutely.
And
I
so
agree.
22 years later, I've had some clients with me this whole journey. I
I've
have a
witnessed it.
17-year-old, a 13-year-old.
amazing.
I'm in my 40s now with my third, and I just honestly believe in a balance. Like I said, this is all about,
It's
to
a
me,
journey.
fitness from the inside out and just walking
Yeah.
my talk.
Absolutely. And
Gee,
it
I
shows.
can attest to that.
Thank you.
I'm an eyewitness to that for sure.
Yeah. Well, Devin, talk about your eating plan. Let's talk about you for a minute.
I'm kind of all over the place, but it's just I become a creature of habit, and I eat what I need to eat because eating to me is a job, kind of. It's a hassle sometimes. I don't
Yeah,
I'm
definitely.
working out,
I
doing my
agree.
thing, and it's like I don't want to. I mean, it's hard for me to grasp or wrap my brain around somebody that sits there and eats junk food all day. I don't really get pleasure out of food. I
Yeah.
do. I enjoy eating. Trust me, after a heavy workout, I love refueling my body. I use
Yeah.
it for fuel. It's like I metaphorically can say I treat my body like a car. It needs the fluids. It needs the proper
Of course.
maintenance to run efficiently for a longer. I want to be a Toyota. I want to go for 100,000 miles. I don't want to. I don't want to get into a car accident and a train wreck. But
Yeah, I
we need
wanna-
everything has to be intact. So, to answer that question, I use the outer perimeters of the store, and I usually buy the same thing: eggs, vegetables, rice. I use white rice. I don't know
Yeah.
why. I just monkey see, monkey do bodybuilders.
Yeah.
That's okay if it works for
I
you
remember
as
when
well.
egg whites were popular. I thought, oh, egg whites, and you are what you eat. And then I thought, I want to be yolked. And I found out there's a lot of nutrients in the yolk, and there's a lot of misconceptions.
Definitely.
That's one of the reasons I love to
That good
be talking
cholesterol.
about this.
Yeah, let's talk about that too, because a lot of, you'll find trainers and coaches that will take out the yolk. So do you
Yeah.
guys find that you have those in your diets, or do you let your clients have the yolk in their plans?
Absolutely. That's a
Yeah,
great
Yeah.
fat.
definitely.
It is
Yeah.
excellent fat.
Absolutely. We talk about that all the time too. And I know a lot of people are creature of habit. So they're like, no, I can't eat the yolk. It's too many calories and too much fat. But
Wrong.
no, it's phenomenal. So if you guys have, been misconceived over that notion, then definitely add in that yolk, because we definitely need it for our bodies.
I think the tests and the studies over the years were done while they were doing hash browns and bacon with it. I don't think they were just testing the yolk like now.
I love that theory.
They were going to Denny's
That's
and
how
going,
it began.
I have 2 eggs a day and my cholesterol is really high. Well, look what they're eating with it.
Yeah, with baby back
So
bacon.
if you break down what an egg yolk really is, it's actually a good cholesterol. Just like I eat 4 tablespoons of coconut oil a day.
yeah.
That's a saturated
Fantastic.
fat, but at 98 degrees, it's liquid. And it's helping my
Fantastic.
liver function.
It's the MCT oil.
Yeah.
So it actually
Uh-huh.
burns fat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
So I'm leaner than I've ever been at 53 years old.
Wow.
It's because you're training with me. I'm not gonna lie.
That's another thing that's so great about being around people like you. I love it.
Yeah.
It's a job, but I actually I'm surrounded by people that have the same aspirations to be the best they can be.
Yeah, we push each other, definitely.
Big
You know,
time.
I keep Devin accountable. I'm like, you're late. He knows if I have my headphones on, I'm in the corner of the gym.
But in
It's
this
go
little
time.
group, I've known her the longest, and training is a hard thing to keep people on board. They think they're going to learn everything in 3 weeks, and they don't
Yeah.
need you anymore.
Yeah.
The top pro bodybuilders or whatever athletes in the world have trainers and coaches. So anybody thinks that they can do it on
use
their
a
own?
trainer and coach.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
everyone
Anybody-
needs a little motivation.
Anybody who
Of
thinks they
course.
can do it on their own
Accountability, too.
is
Absolutely.
definitely in trouble as far as their goals.
And switching it up. Lots of confusion, right?
Yes,
there you go.
absolutely.
Yeah, for sure.
So what my point was is I've seen people stick with her, and I've seen their lives just. I've seen her take a girl that was probably the prettiest face girl I've ever seen, and she had a very, very curvy. I want to
Said
say
that
bodacious.
carefully.
Curvy body.
She was very,
Curvy
very
body,
Walking
yes.
around like so,
very gorgeous, and I didn't see her for 3 months. Then Linda was started training her.
Yeah.
3 months later, I walk in the gym. I could not believe what I saw. This woman turned this beautiful face and transformed the body, and she lost 50 pounds
Wow.
She did.
and moved back to Texas. But what a transformation!
But all through balance of eating. That was
Yeah.
not
There
a
you go.
diet. When she said to me, put me on a diet, I said, I'm not going to put you on a diet.
Yeah.
This is a way of life, not even a lifestyle, because styles go in and out.
I love that, Linda.
And,
Yeah.
this is something that you're going to do every day. It's not something you're going to go for 6 months and then stop and binge. This is just what you're going to do.
Yeah.
And you're going to think about feeling good first. Don't worry about the looks. Those are going to come. Just think about
Well,
feeling
that's
good.
powerful.
And that's kind of how I've led my life is, when you eat poorly, let's face it, you don't feel good.
No.
Right? It
Yeah,
feels,
no.
I always say, when you eat it, you own
temporary.
it. And I like owning
Yeah.
it well. When you eat healthy food, you feel good.
Yes,
When
that's
you
right.
eat poorly, you feel poorly.
Yeah.
So well said.
Thank you. Thank you.
You say you went to school, but you also went to the school of hard knocks, trial and error. now, I've been in 3 decades. I was born in the 60s, so I've seen the Arnold Schwarzeneggers to the Lee Labradas and the Lee Haneys and all these different eras of Atkins diet, carb-free diets, fat-free diets, diet. And what you said is the key to all balance.
Balance
When
is
you said
key.
balance, you said a big word that covers pretty much this whole show.
Yeah, I've seen that so many times too, and just being in the industry for so long, almost 25 years now, and with me too, I worked at LA Weight Loss, actually back in Canada, a funny thing, and I worked there for quite a few years, and I saw people go through these diets and what they were putting them through and the restrictions and the calories. I mean, some of these people were severely obese and they were on 500 calories at one time.
That's torture.
And and it was just incredible to watch. I mean, I couldn't even keep my job there because I couldn't do it anymore. It was just so hard for me. So what I did is I went and educated myself so that I could learn, and also too because I struggled with eating disorders for almost 20 years.
Wow.
And for me, suffering through bulimia and anorexia and body dysmorphia, for me, I wanted to educate myself so I could teach myself to eat properly. And once I learned that, then I could express that and teach that and coach that to my clients. And that's the one thing that I really, really emphasize on. I have a 17-year-old client right now. He is absolutely amazing. We did a videotape on him yesterday. I was telling you guys earlier, but it made me cry, and I watched it over again today.
It's touching.
But you don't realize how we impact lives, and we always have to think about what we're saying and and how we're saying it, because every day it's like 5 positive affirmations, 5 things you're grateful for. And I said, smile, just smile. And he goes, you want me to just smile? And I go, yeah, tell yourself you're happy. And he goes, you want me to smile and say I'm happy? And I'm like, yeah, you smile and say you're happy. And he goes,
love it.
and I go, I know I look kind of weird. I look like a dork, right? And he goes, kind of. And I'm like, it's okay. Don't worry about it. I'm like, just keep smiling, keep saying you're happy. So he's on the tape and he's like, I'm smiling and I'm happy. And so I start singing like from the movie Elf, and I'm like, I'm smiling and I'm happy. And he's like, oh my God. But it infected him with it.
It's
and
infectious.
it was incredible to see the transition within 5 minutes of this boy's personality, because he's got some things going on for him. And it's just like, so really take the time to care for people and really, just give your heart and soul to this, what we're doing. And that's why I have all these 3 people on here tonight, because each and every one of them does that. And I'm just so
I can't
happy to
help
be
it.
surrounded by, types of people like yourself, because it's all about balance. It's a healthy way of life, and it's, just teaching and coaching and mentoring.
I'll tell you, this one's a tiger.
I know she is.
smiles a lot,
I know she
but
is.
she's tough love.
But just
Oh,
to
yeah.
piggyback what you said, I
Yeah.
look at my clients. I take my business very
Very
seriously.
seriously.
And I think to myself, they're investing in their health.
Yeah.
And they're trusting me to help
course.
guide them.
Yeah.
And it's so important to show up every day and to give them that balance, guidance.
Well, you
Of
lead
course.
by
And nothing extreme. I always say no high highs, no low lows. Stay right in the middle.
Yeah.
You definitely lead by example.
It is
you.
body, mind, and spirit, and that's the thing. A lot of people think, it's not about aesthetics. We can all look good on the outside, but what's going on for you on the inside is going to be a reflection of the outside as well. And I say that a lot. That's why life coaching is very important to me. I know you do that as well, with your clients. And, Josh, you really incorporate that by the food because, this is a subject I want to talk about
great
tonight.
thing.
Diet versus exercise. I mean, we were talking about it earlier. My clients are like, well, I should be in shape by now. I should look this way. And I'm like, you've been training with me for 2 weeks. Like, and how's your eating plan? Like, how's your nutrition? Let's go into your kitchen and how about we just write this out and you tell me, and that's where it starts. So what do you guys think? I mean, for me, diet is first and foremost. It's the most important.
It's key. It's 80%.
Yeah,
I don't even
absolutely. I
call
think
it
it's
diet.
more
I
than
don't even
that.
use that word anymore.
Nutrition, your nutrition.
She said it. Nutrition.
You're right.
Yeah, absolutely. And I never
Nutrition
say it
plan.
diet to clients. I always say there's the 3 letters in the beginning of that word, and it's die.
Die.
So we don't want to use that.
No.
It is used wrong, though. It's used
Yeah.
poorly. I mean,
It's your fuel. I mean,
Yeah.
the exercise is not going to be up to par if the fuel is not there.
Okay,
That's
actually,
like-
yeah, we have a good example
I
of
have
that.
this is I always tell people, I go, what'd you eat before our workout?
Yeah.
I had a piece of toast. I said, so if you're going to go to Las Vegas tonight, you're going to put a quarter tank of gas in your car and then you're going to just go for it? No.
I love the analogy.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's a great analogy.
Yeah.
You're going to just hit it and just go to Vegas? No, you need to put gas in your car.
No, of course. Well, prime example. I did a plant-based diet. Logan, I love you. You're great. It just didn't work for me. Okay, so I tried it. I went 18 days on a plant-based diet. I had basically no protein.
Raw? Raw
Yes.
diet? Oh, wow.
Yes. NutriBullet was my
Tough
friend.
one.
Actually,
18 days.
I
Wow.
scraped myself along the floor. Like I was so out of it. I couldn't even think straight. I would just be sitting. I was in business meetings in Devon. I'm like, you got to take over. I
Like
can't
that
talk.
lethargic.
Yeah, I was like, I can't talk. I was like almost cross-eyed. Like really couldn't do anything. My workouts were completely challenged. It was a really hard thing. So I don't know how people do it as vegans, but I know my lifestyle and my body, and every body type is different. And
just gonna say that.
that's really what we have to understand, because
We're
what
all-
works for you and works for you does not work for me and does not work for you.
I have clients who say to me all the time, "What is she doing? I want to do what she's
Yeah,
doing." And I
nope.
say, every body is
Yeah.
different. Stay in your own lane.
Yeah,
this
love
is
that.
your journey, not hers.
Very
to the
nice.
left,
That's
not
why we
yours
all
to the
have,
right.
That's why we all have
It's
different
just-
fingerprints.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And it's trial and error.
Yep,
Right?
absolutely.
It is. So how do you work your meal plan? So say I come to you, I'm just, your average Joe, and I want to lose like maybe 15, 20 pounds. So how are the meal plans different from, say, like a competitor like myself?
So I'm a nutritionist as well,
Okay.
and I compete in NPC. So I kind of emphasize, a lot of the different stuff that I learned besides just eating clean.
Yeah.
So I calculate your macros and micros.
Okay.
And I see what your blood type is.
Can
I do a lot
can you
of work.
explain just quickly what macros and micros are, because people that don't know and that's foreign to them?
Okay. So your
can-
macros are your key elements, your protein, carbohydrates.
Yeah.
And then your micros are like your micronutrients,
Okay.
which you're going to get your iron and metals and different micronutrients that are going to be in your vegetables. And so once we have your baseline on what you want to do as far as your fitness goals are, you want to cut weight, then we'll put you at, say, the 500 calorie deficit.
Okay.
So say if 2,500 calories keeps you at the weight that you are, then we'll take 500 off and ease you into it. But at the same time, we use no sodium, no dairy, we're gluten-free. So a lot of that weight is going to come off from water retention and also just eating clean and
Yeah.
no
Getting rid of
sodium.
toxins.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Just clean your body out. And then we implement a lot of the supplementation as well. I brought some samples and stuff.
With his extra large shirt. Josh,
I
I
brought
got
you-
forks and I'm hungry.
Yeah? Can you? I don't know
think-
if you can stick a fork in that. Maybe a spoon.
You know, I think I
Yeah.
scared him because I told him that we're actually going to lay him on the table and eat off his abs. So I think that's why I didn't bring food. But so for that, you're going to still be punished. We're going to have to show your abs to the camera
Right?
later.
Okay.
They always do that
I'll
to
get naked
The
in
Rock.
front
They
of
do
the
that to The Rock. He was on.
And you too, Devin.
I'm not showing my abs.
And I got
Okay,
the
so-
baby in mind, so.
Yeah, I know. We walked by Linda the other day, and he's like, "Nice abs, Linda."
That's
So-
amazing, though. Baby just from under the table. Just
Yeah,
a
She's
little-
she's all
just the
here.
stomach
I
right
know.
here. Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, I know. From behind, you can't tell at all.
No.
That's awesome.
I
Yeah,
noticed that
not
today.
even extra water or anything.
No.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
You look very healthy. That's
Thank you,
great.
thank you,
Yeah,
thank you.
good job. That
And
takes
that's
a
just
lot
about
of
being
work.
in balance.
This
and
is a walking
eating healthy
billboard.
and
Yeah.
exercising and not overdoing any of it.
Yes, exactly. So tell me what you have here, Josh.
Okay, so this is Burn. It's one of our new products. We're actually doing a supplementation line, and this is it's a pre-workout. It's a thermogenic BCAA complex, and this is one of our new partners. It's House of Vitamins.
House of Vitamins.
House of
Okay,
Vitamins. So
awesome.
It's go to Power Hub in Panorama
Hub?
City.
Okay, Power Hub in Panorama City. And let's also let our listeners and viewers know where we can find you and your
You
company.
can find me at
the gym.
www. At the
Every
gym,
day.
all day. www.mypurelifefoods.com.
Okay.
You can check out all our social media at
Good.
My Pure Life Foods.
Okay, good. And okay, so supplements. I want to go back to this because let's talk about supplements for a minute because a lot of people have sensitivity to caffeine. A lot of people, like myself, I actually really love caffeine, but not when it's in a pre-workout. For
Yeah.
some reason, it makes me feel nauseous. So how is that? What is the caffeine like in something like that?
The caffeine is low. Usually we put in beta alanine.
Okay, great.
Which is actually a supplement.
Great. We love that. We were just talking
yeah,
about that the
it's
other
a,
day.
yeah.
Shout out to NutriShop Woodland Hills and NutriShop
Yeah,
Thousand
absolutely.
Oats, my sponsors. They have amazing supplements. Those guys are so knowledgeable too. I mean, I spent
good
hours
guys.
in there. I just sit and talk to
Yeah.
Brandon and Brian. So thanks you guys for everything that you do for us.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So supplementation, I mean, it's very important to me as far as digestion.
Okay.
You know, I start my day with probiotic.
Nice. Good.
You know, every time I eat,
Yeah.
I have enzymes.
Yeah. Is there a brand that you recommend?
No, there's not.
Okay. good.
We're coming out with a brand actually.
Oh, okay. So
2016.
we're not telling you until his brand comes
2016,
out.
House of Vitamins will have a full lineup.
Okay, so we're not giving you any info till then. Okay, I got it. So also the BioK is a really great probiotic. I love it. They use it in hospitals. It's been one of my favorite. It's helped me with my immunity as well because I had suffered from pneumonia quite a few times, and so I've taken it since I've been here, and I've only been sick once.
I got a kind of a
So-
sick question, but do probiotics help with gas?
I
I mean,
well.
seriously. I mean, bodybuilders eat a lot.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
They eat a lot of protein.
Well,
and
it's gonna clear out your system if you have any blockage in your upper intestine.
I personally eat a lot of fiber, and I'm
Yeah.
not a big supplement guy.
Okay.
I figure if it's a supplement, just go to the source.
Yeah.
If I'm gonna have egg protein powder,
Yeah.
I'd rather go to the egg
Yeah.
rather than something.
Yeah,
that's
of
been-
course.
Yeah.
Absolutely,
So-
I agree.
I totally
Holistic.
believe in supplements, and I know they work.
Yeah.
Because especially somebody like me that doesn't have time, I can go grab something on the fly and get my sugars and my protein that I need.
Yeah,
to
definitely.
recover.
I believe in that as
Well-
well. If you can get all your sources of protein or
But a lot of them are
not,
supplements.
but
I'm
not
not
a lot of
naturally-
people can get all their sources.
It
So,
is.
you know, the omega 369, I love that. I also
Yeah.
like the L-carnitine. It's a natural fat burner. I love that one. It actually works for
Definitely.
me. CLA, you have to use it over a long period of time. It also has research has backed it up that it actually helps with fighting cancer agents as well.
Oh, yeah.
And then also too, I mean, there's obviously you want to do your aminos and, you know, there's creatine too, you know, something that I've dabbled into before. I like it when I'm competing because it adds a little bit more muscle and I get a little bit more strength. Do you guys have any experience with creatine?
A little bit. I hold water when I take it.
yeah, hold a little bit of water weight.
I think it's because it's so concentrated on the kidneys.
But I take it definitely.
No, definitely.
Yeah.
I don't know any guys that compete that don't actually. Tell you the truth, that I've met.
And
Okay.
It forces water into the cell and
Into the
Yeah.
cell, yeah.
you know.
It makes you fuller.
Yeah, well, the lactic acid buildup, that's usually what people get when they're sore, lifting weights.
Yeah.
So that creatine, it forces water in there, and you can go for longer. Stamina.
Wow.
I think
love
the
it.
key word, in this is the word supplement. It doesn't mean replacement. So
Yeah,
you're
Of course,
Exactly.
you're
starting with-
supplementing what you're missing.
Right, exactly.
Yeah,
you still
exactly.
start with
So
food first.
you gotta do it.
And that's the myth too. I mean, obviously we're in the industry. We work out at a gym that's called Powerhouse and Gold's in Venice.
a
So,
family. I love it.
and
That's
yeah,
my
shout out
home.
to you guys. You guys are the
Yeah,
gyms are
Powerhouse
awesome,
Chatsworth
and
is-
also Gold's Venice for
Gold's
letting
Venice.
us film there. Shout out to Jerome Ferguson, my coach. He's
Jerome!
awesome. Mr. Hollywood. And but the big thing is too is there's stigma about supplements. People talk about they're steroids and this and that.
That's,
It's
so-
just like, so that's why I really wanted to talk about it today, because supplements, there can be healthy supplements, and we're supplementing your diet so that
definitely.
you get a
I
good
go all the way
combination.
back to Joe Weider. And
Yeah.
Joe Weider had magazines out where guys would get off the stage huge and they'd hold the can of protein. And that's not what got him huge. There's no magic pill. There's no magic potion. I know that. I've experienced it. I've tried everything.
Yeah.
And what works is the dedication, the loyalty, the eating and sleeping, and what she talked about, the balance.
Yeah.
And over time, consistency over time, you get the results.
Yeah. Now I want to dive into a little bit about pregnancy training. So how,
That's
because the
really
first
got me.
trimester is a very, very touchy trimester. And so, I mean, we have to be very, very careful. We don't want jumping and things like that with our clients. Is there something that you can suggest to the women out there in their first trimester that are, very active and they really want to stay in shape during their pregnancy?
Well, what's interesting is, having been a trainer now for 22 years, I've seen it completely change.
Yeah.
And when I first became a trainer, exercise was supposed to be very moderate. And now, and I'm considered high risk because I'm over 40. And especially having 2 miscarriages prior to this one, my doctor still said to me, you need to exercise. That's so important. There's just certain, limitations, but even from the get-go, it's so important to keep the body moving. Of course, the eating comes first, making sure the body's fueled enough to exercise.
Yeah.
And each trimester it does change. There's been controversy with the heart rate, where your heart rate shouldn't be over 140. But I've had 3 doctors tell me, don't worry about that, because when you think about it, when you're carrying a baby, you have an increased blood flow.
Of course.
So your heart rate is really not what it actually says. It
Pumping
is.
for 2.
Exactly. So it's still the kind of like, if you're still able to talk and you're doing your cardio, you're good. But it's so important. I trained one girl up till 39 weeks, and she said, I think today's gonna be my last day. I said, I think you're right. She ended up having her baby that afternoon.
Wow.
I had one
Good
just
for
2
her.
months ago.
And she was probably-
Hardcore.
Oh, this is a shout out to Laura
No.
Hennessy. She went 1 week overdue. I trained her legs Friday. 1 week overdue.
Wow.
Had her baby
Laura.
Monday. Yeah. Awesome.
Congratulations, Laura.
You know what? I'm giving her a round of applause. I wasn't so active.
Yep. And
when
I have
was
an
young.
IFBB pro right now, Tiffany Radswell, who's due in 2 weeks. Trainer. I have her tomorrow morning at 5 a.m. So I happen to be around like 5 or 6 girls right now that are pregnant, and it's awesome.
Well, keep it for the moods too, to help with that.
Absolutely.
I mean, I didn't know myself when I don't train for a couple of days, just not being pregnant, obviously, but I think. Just kidding. But for me, it's like if I don't train for 3 or 4 days, I'm crazy. It's for my mind. It's to clear my mind and just go in there and just clear everything away. And I just do positive affirmations, listen to music, and go in and do cardio or whatever I need to do. But do you guys feel that way? I mean,
Definitely.
Absolutely. I have always
Absolutely.
said I have never obsessed about my weight, but
Yeah.
I've obsessed about the way I feel.
yes.
And think about it. It feels good to feel good.
Yeah,
right?
I know when I'm eating.
Yeah.
too
Exercise
much.
feels good.
I know when
being
I'm eating
fit
too
feels
much, or
good.
say after Thanksgiving, I feel
Yep.
and I sit on the couch. I don't like feeling that way.
Yeah.
No.
So I eat till I'm about 80% full. I don't eat till I'm stuffed.
That's awesome.
And
Most people
when I
don't.
finish a meal, people go, "You want dessert?" I'm like,
No.
"I just ate."
But people don't have that
Yeah.
shut-off valve.
Yeah.
They don't
Yes.
know what
I'd
it is.
rather eat cardboard. It has more fiber.
It takes like 15 minutes for it to reach your brain, right?
Right.
So you're
Wow.
actually full.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you can keep shoving it in there.
Once
until
I
you're-
get a certain portion that I know is my body needs, I'm good. I know
Yeah.
I'm good for 3 hours.
You're dialed in though.
Yeah,
You're
I
Yeah,
guess
not a
so.
lot
got
of
the
people are like
bodybuilder
that.
diet.
Right.
And you know what? People say bodybuilder. I consider myself a bodybuilder, but I hate the fact that once you say bodybuilder, people automatically think steroids.
Yeah.
I know that is big in competition, pro bodybuilders, whatever. I'm not accusing or suggesting who does what, but there are bodybuilders out there, and there's a lot more these days. You see a lot of guys. You see a lot of six packs out there now.
Yeah.
Before you'd see a guy that's in shape and go, "Oh my God, Steve Reeves in the '50s."
Yeah.
Holy cow! Now you see they're everywhere. You go in the
Yeah.
gym, you see guys from 18 to 50 or 60, 70, just unbelievable. So.
Yeah.
We've come a long way. The sport has grown, and I
Definitely.
I always go back to the blueprint of the movie Pumping Iron. People laugh,
great.
but
I
if
love
Arnold
it.
Schwarzenegger didn't do
Yeah.
that, we wouldn't have CrossFit. We wouldn't have half the stuff we do. And like anything, things evolve.
But don't let that be your excuse. Oh, they're using steroids. They're
No,
using
exactly.
steroids.
No, it's
you
not.
can get
You
that
can-
six pack
listen.
with a healthy diet, a little cardio,
Absolutely.
eating the right way,
That's what I'm
tapering
saying.
off your food.
Less genetics.
You can't choose that one. But.
Yeah.
Well, I have a 10-year-old daughter. She's an ectomorph, very skinny. She does gymnastics, and she just turned 10. And I saw a picture. She sent me a selfie, and I got tears in my eyes because the way she looks, and when she takes a group picture with kids, you can see her six-pack.
Yeah.
You can see the glow in her eyes, and she eats like her daddy. She
Yeah,
wants to eat
that's awesome.
protein. and
That's
she-
an
awesome that you
athlete.
can pass that down.
And
it's great.
somebody made a comment, oh, well, she was born pretty.
Yeah.
In 10 years, she could have been a little cottage cheese kid. Like, easily.
Yeah, exactly.
So that picture meant a lot to me.
No,
And
and it's
great.
what you teach them because my son,
Absolutely.
for example, he's 22 years old. He's like
Very handsome. I
215
saw his
pounds.
picture, by the way.
Yeah, even with all your hair and beard. I don't know what happened, but my little mini Thor. But he's jacked and he works out. He's worked out since he was probably 14 years old. He's eaten well with me, and I taught him that. And it was like, monkey see, monkey do. And it was always like, I taught him the importance of how to eat right.
Right.
It was not just, doing it. It was like explaining, this is why we do this, and this is what you eat, and this is what you complement with it. This is how many times a day you should be getting in this much exercise. You need sleep. He's now studying, and he's in his third year in kinesiology in Ontario, Canada, and
him.
understudy
great.
of nutrition. And he's just doing incredible. And he teaches his girlfriend, he teaches all his friends, and
That's,
you know.
that's a
Pass that
beautiful
on.
thing.
Yeah,
we're
it's
all
awesome.
spreading a good message.
It's
That's
so
what I love.
important for the youth. My son is, going to be a senior this year, and baseball is his life. And he's gotten to the gym with me in this last year and a half. And now, first it was just the gym, just the exercise
Yeah.
thing. And then realizing the better he ate, the better he
Yeah.
performed at the gym, the better he performed on the field.
yeah.
So it's just leading by example, and it's awesome.
Yeah, that's phenomenal. And so I want to touch on this too, because eating healthy on a budget for a family. Okay, you're a big family. I mean, I'm on my own, and you've got your daughter, and but the thing is we really want to teach people how to go out there, because they're like, oh, I'm gonna go, in the dollar store now. I mean, it sells everything in there, all these packaged things, so people are buying in there because they want to save money. So how do we teach people and our clients and our friends and family how to eat healthy on a budget?
You
Do you
can
guys
do the
have
same
suggestions?
thing at the regular grocery store, at
Yeah.
your Vaughn's or Ralph's or John's
Trader
or
Joe's
Trader
and-
Joe's,
yeah.
Whole Foods.
Yeah.
Whatever your budget is, you can do the same thing. I mean, brown rice is around $1.50 to $2.50
It's just
for
not
a 2-pound
expensive
bag.
rice.
Buy it in
You can buy a lot of
bulk, or
rice.
you go to Costco and save money too, especially if
Yeah.
you have a larger family. But
It's just your choice.
it's just teaching people how to eat healthy and stay on track, and that's the biggest thing. My biggest challenge with my clients is always keeping people on track. Obviously, I'm grateful now that I have Josh, because he can help me with my clients and get everyone
Oh, thank you.
eating the meals and stuff. So thank you for
awesome.
that. Yeah, because we're teaching
very
people.
welcome.
Yeah, and I'm looking forward to that. Just really getting people involved. I'm still playing with my forks because I'm hungry.
I was waiting.
No guilt
I
trip
just had a
here.
couple eggs because I was waiting for a meal.
But to touch
I'll
on
eat
what
the shirt.
to touch on what you were saying, as far as affordability, I think you mentioned earlier, when you shop on the outskirts of the grocery store, it actually, I get it, chicken and fish is a little pricey.
Yep.
But all that boxed food and all that frozen food is very pricey.
Off
You
the
know,
charts.
that you
Yeah.
shouldn't be eating. And then when you don't have your food prepared, what do? You eat out. And when you eat out, those meals add up. 50
expensive.
bucks.
Yeah.
I can't feed my family for 50 bucks anymore.
Yeah, no. Thank you for touching on that, because
But
that's
I can
good
shop
point.
for 50 bucks and have much more than one meal.
Yeah, and that's what people are saying, you know, like I hear my clients, and, you know, they're like, oh, we ate here last night, we ate here last night. And I'm like, but you can't afford healthy meals delivered to your own and your own personal chef? That sounds terrible, right? And they're just like, you know.
I just, 2 nights ago, boiled like 20 chicken breasts, and 2 pounds of rice, and a bunch of broccoli, and I'm in the middle of chopping it all up and mixing it all together and portioning it.
Yeah, so let's all talk about that. So what does it look like when you're meal prepping? So, because we want to teach you guys and educate you guys on how to do this, because time is everything. Time management is something that's crucial and key for this to be successful. I mean, I pick one night, when I'm not eating meals from Josh, but before, what I was doing in the past is I would cook off a whole bunch of chicken breasts, the same thing, do yams or do my brown rice. I would get my vegetables and I would put them all in my 6-pack containers. So everything's done up, ready to go. It's pre-portioned. It's ready to go.
Even.
Yeah, I weigh everything. Yeah.
See, I don't. I know when I'm eating clean, I can eat a lot more. Your
and you might be able to get away with it. That's again the different body types.
There you go.
My body, unfortunately, is like, no. We're going to hold on to that.
And I think you end up being more accountable, more consistent when you know that meal is prepared in the refrigerator and you're just pulling that meal.
Yeah.
And it's funny because I would have clients do that during the week, and on the weekend, because they're not at work or they're not at school or, you know, they're not at college, and they would just kind of go off their routine. And before you know it, they were overeating on the weekends, always playing catch up. So I would say to them, meal prep 7 days.
Yeah.
See that meal like you're at home, pull it
I got a
out.
good question for both of you guys. I always hear how bad sugar is, and I love fruit. I eat a lot of sugar. I like sustainable carbs like oatmeal. I eat a lot of oatmeal in the morning. I eat my eggs and my oatmeal. My biggest meal of the day is in the morning. I spend 45 minutes eating.
Well, there you go.
And then the rest of the day.
The beginning of the day.
Yeah, the beginning of the day. And then you eat like an emperor in the morning, and then lunch is the rest of the day is easy.
Yeah.
I think
you're burning that off, though.
I think it's about the glycemic index.
Explain that to me.
Yeah, you know, some fruits are very, very high in sugar. In fact, when I first saw my perinatologist, who I thought was just going to be there looking at my baby through the ultrasound, he said, "Okay, let's talk about food." And I said, "I'm a trainer." He goes, "I just want to make sure one thing." And he looked at me and he said, "I don't want you to overeat fruit." And I was really surprised he said that. He said, because there's so much sugar in the melons, and fruit's great, but more of the high fiber fruits, you know, berries, apples.
Exactly.
I eat a lot of apples.
Yeah.
And also, when you're eating fruit, you're not feeling full from it, so you're going to eat a lot more of it.
Exactly. And I experienced that doing the plant-based diet. I gained 7.8 pounds in 18 days doing fruits and vegetables. And I mean, I lost it pretty quick within a couple weeks, but I was just like stuffing like every fruit I could into that NutriBullet.
What I found, I saw you do that.
Yeah.
What I saw with you is you were getting all these macros and micros, but you weren't getting the essential. Your glycemic index was just off. You didn't have enough fuel in your tank to get to Vegas.
I get my fuel to get anywhere.
That's a misconception, right?
Vegas.
Yeah, all that fruit, berries. I mean, that's so much sugar.
So,
or dried fruit.
But then you feel bad because someone will say, "But I'm eating so good." I just took a brand new client 2 weeks ago who's getting ready for a photo shoot, and she said, "I'm eating great. I just need you to push me working out." And I said, "Well, just send me your food anyway."
Yeah, good.
When I looked at her food, every meal had fruit in it.
Yeah.
It was good food, had fruit. So I eliminated the fruit, had her put in more vegetables,
good for you.
more fiber,
and
she's dropped just from that.
Yeah.
It was just her body was holding on
to sugar.
to sugar. Yeah.
Even like a banana, it has like the same amount of carbs as like a bowl of brown rice.
But and then there's, a lot of people don't
like,
know the difference between a simple carbohydrate and a complex carbohydrate, which is sustained.
We can break that down if you'd like. Josh,
so
you want to take
tell
that
me
over?
oatmeal. You eat oatmeal or rice or potatoes, anything starchy or?
Yeah, well, in the morning I do eat either steel cut oatmeal or oat bran, anything that has like, the micronutrients and also the complex carbs in the morning and also throughout the day. So simple carbs is, say, white rice, white potatoes, anything that can be broken down immediately by your body.
Like
so your metabolism doesn't have to work for it. If it doesn't have to work for it, then you're not going to speed up your metabolism, and it doesn't have to work as hard to get that energy.
Maybe I will switch to some brown rice.
Yeah. Well, I mean, see, it's different if you're actually working out and really like lifting, and you're going to replenish your body by eating the simple fast-acting carbs.
Yeah,
but if you're sitting on the couch eating white rice, then
no, I train a lot.
Put on the weight.
Yeah, and I eat fruit right after my workout because I'm shaking.
Yeah.
boom, it stops the
Yeah.
shakes.
So
again,
complex carbs.
I think the key is to find a balance in your foods. Because I always say to girls, if you can't do it forever, don't do it at all. Right? Because that
good.
rebound effect is going to be big.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's just, you got to find something like, I'm sure you get, I'm afraid of carbs. I don't want to eat carbs. I don't want to eat
Yeah.
carbs.
Yeah.
Are you going to be able to live without carbs forever?
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
that's my thing. My
Exactly.
biggest
Good
question
carbs,
is
though.
Carbs
Right.
are not bad,
carbs have
you
been
guys.
known
Carbs.
now as the enemy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Carbs are
And,
not
and
the enemy.
I just want to clarify that to people that they're not the enemy. It's like you just don't eat a pizza before you go to bed.
Yeah, yeah.
If you wanna
And
have
see,
a
that's
pizza-
the simple carbs. It's
Yeah,
broken
you're in
down.
moderation.
You know, there's nothing that you should be eating that has to be mixed in
Now-
a bowl or baked.
And this is funny to me. I seen competitors like right the night before a show.
Yeah.
And I say, you look great. And all of a sudden the next day I see them and they're flat. I don't know what they've done.
Fish.
Then after,
That happens a lot.
2 days after the show, like right after the Olympia, they go
Yeah.
backstage and eat pizza.
Yeah.
And they
The
look the,
next
best
2
they've
days later,
looked.
they look
Yeah.
better than ever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They look full
That's-
and
That's
replenished.
their diet. You know,
And, it's-
fish thins you out. It can flatten you out too.
Yeah. So
So-
there's a lot of people that are, doing the salt and no salt thing.
Oh, that's
so,
interesting.
Yeah,
so let's
another
talk
one.
about that because I've had coaches that have coached me and no salt, nothing at all. I have very low blood pressure, so that doesn't work well with me. But so I add in a little bit of coarse sea salt or Himalayan salt.
Himalayan sea salt.
Devin's
Yeah.
favorite.
Himalayan pink.
Can you
Yeah.
show us
Good
your
stuff.
Himalayan sea salt?
No.
Inside joke. You don't want to see.
That's,
I was on your bandwagon,
Yeah.
Same thing with low blood pressure, and I wouldn't eat salt because I was so sensitive. I'd eat
Yeah.
something salty, and I could see 4 pounds jump on me, which
Oh,
is
yeah.
like 10 on somebody else.
Yeah.
But now, again, it's about balance. I brought that
Yeah.
back into my diet, and I don't have those jumps
Yeah.
with Himalayan sea salt.
Yeah, and also for
Go ahead.
competing as well too, because a lot of people pull it out of their diets before competition.
Yeah.
But I've found that my body, it works for me. So I put a little bit of
Yeah.
salt in, and it keeps that fullness, and I
Yeah.
also get that vascularity. So when I've pulled it before, I've been very stringy, very flat. That's kind of competition terms where you don't look as good
Yeah.
and full.
No, you wanna
so
have
you
full-
definitely want salt in your diet, like
that
kind
water
completely.
like, fuels your workouts
Yeah,
too.
absolutely.
Yeah, I actually
You
that's
need a certain
you do
amount.
Yeah,
salt and water?
Well, I just learned that. I mean, honestly, the last few years,
Mm-hmm.
I've pulled salt and been mostly sodium free.
Okay,
and
yeah.
it's been harder and tougher during workouts.
Yeah,
but
of
now
course.
it's okay to have that little salt.
Yeah, your
know,
bodies need it, you guys.
because
So
that's not fat. You're
Yeah.
still losing the fat.
Yeah,
so.
and some people, especially women, I find a lot of my clients and myself as well will hold a little bit more water if you do it excessively. So moderation, balance, everything
Mm-hmm.
is key. And you are competing in
I am.
September.
September 5th, Culver
Okay,
City.
great. So you guys want to
Yeah.
go cheer him on?
In
so
PC. I'm
gonna.
Josh is
We'll be
looking
there.
good.
John
Josh, you
Lindsay.
should.
Thanks.
I think you should show everyone your abs just to let them know, just to make sure.
I've been
just-
drinking.
I want to keep you accountable that you're on
No.
point.
All right, here we go. Oh.
Oh, he's got him.
Yeah, yeah, he's looking good. So we'll be there cheering him on. So September 5th.
September 5th.
5th,
John Lindsay Muscle
awesome.
Contest.
John Lindsay.
Yeah, Culver
and
City.
I'll be after you December 10th, Excalibur.
I want
Oh,
to tap
yeah.
on just one
I'll
little
be there.
subject. There's
Yeah.
a lot of people out there that the biggest excuse is time. Time management is hard.
Yeah.
I've chosen the gym to be my job, and so that's it.
Yeah.
But all the people out there that don't work out or don't only have 2 days a week to work out, how important is the diet for everybody?
Well,
it is key.
It's number
It's number one.
It's number one.
It's number
it's
one.
the first thing.
Yeah, it's number
Before
one.
the workout.
If you can't get your workout in, especially your diet is key. It's critical. You have to do that. And you don't just form this habit overnight. It takes 30 days to do a habit, create a habit. And so what it is it takes time. So we have to be patient with ourselves. You have to be patient with yourself. I tell all my clients, well, I'm not getting it. I'm frustrated. I don't feel like I'm doing well. And it's like, this isn't about perfection. This is about progress. It's slow. It's a slow, steady
That's
pace.
Linda,
It's how
balance.
how long did it take you to gain the weight? So this is, give it time. Everything takes time. So you have to be, just really patient with yourself and just walk through the process.
I have friends now that I've known for 20 years, and days have turned into weeks, turned into years.
Of
and it's,
course.
I want to work out with you, man. I want to work out with you.
Yep.
And it's funny. I always talk about this. There's a certain envy that I even have. I'll see somebody at the gym, and I think, oh my God, man, God, I want to look like that. I walk into a grocery store and people will say something to me, and I feel proud of myself.
Yeah, it's
so
an
there's
amazing thing.
there is something to that. Like people there's a lot of haters out there. Oh, you're probably taking this, you're doing that, but there is a certain envy that even I carry for somebody that's like in shape. Like, wow,
Well,
I look at people.
it's an appreciation.
Yeah, there you go.
know,
That's
and
the word I'm
it's-
looking for.
I don't
I
think
really
it's an envy,
appreciate it.
especially in your case, because we see it all the time. I mean, we'll be walking
in
through the
shape, man, you're
grocery
buff.
store. Yeah, this is, our business card. We walk through
Yeah.
a grocery store and people are like, oh my gosh. And
What do you do?
I had a lady, she was asking me, she's like, are you sure you're not taking steroids? I'm like, yeah, I'm pretty sure. And she asked me again, and then she's like, can I touch your arm? And I'm like, yep. And she goes, so you're not taking anything? And I go, no, I take, some supplements. Oh, and I go, no, you want to hear them? I'm like, wait a minute, I'm going to tell you what they are, and they're legal.
Yeah.
No.
But what we're doing is it's all about fitness, it's about health, but it's
hard
a
work.
holistic approach. It's from the inside out, as we all talked about. So having said that, My Pure Life Foods, we definitely want to plug you again, Josh. I want to hear
Thank you.
the website again, just
It's
before we close.
www.mypurelifefoods. So if you can't do it yourself, if you can't do the meal planning, I'm definitely open to conversation, and I can show you how. I'm a food advocate, so I definitely am about the education. But if you don't have the
Yeah.
time, then I'll send you meals. I'll do your food for you.
Yeah,
I'll
you guys
be
can
a great-
contact me as well. I'm a definite big advocate of it. Josh is my
I've
new
seen it.
sponsor, and thank you very much for everything that you do.
Very
I'm
welcome.
super
Thank
excited.
you.
So you guys can contact me if you can't contact Josh, but you can also find you on Facebook as well and Instagram.
Definitely Facebook, Instagram,
My
Twitter.
Pure Life Foods.
My Pure Life Foods.
Awesome. You
And
guys.
shout out to Stay Blessed Clothing. That's my sponsorship.
Oh, awesome.
Awesome. You guys definitely need to go see Josh for all your food and nutrition. And Linda Lee, thank you so much for coming on tonight. How can we find you?
On Facebook at Linda K. Lee.
Okay. And any Instagram, anything like that?
And Instagram, Linda K. Lee 7. There's a lot of Linda Lees out there, so I
Yeah,
have to
Linda K.
tack on the
period
K,
Lee.
the 7.
Linda Kaylee. I found her on Facebook. And,
Yes, and
I
thank
was
you for
very happy to.
introducing. And again, you're doing a remarkable job. And congratulations to you and all your clients.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. Yes.
It's very inspiring to watch them. They feel me.
Yes,
Everyone
I
else.
know. Absolutely.
I'm walking around. Oh, excuse me. Oh, sorry. Don't let me get in your way.
Don't mind me.
Don't lunges.
Everyone back up. And Devin Corey, so how can we find you? Thank you for
Yeah.
everything that you've done. I just
My
want
name is very unique, so just Devin Corey, Devin, and the last name is Coury.
Yeah,
You can Google my name, and Instagram's the same. There's no underscores, there's no nothing. Just Devin Corey.
good. And
you
also a
find me.
little quick shout out to you because
you.
everything that you've done for me. And, this has been quite the journey over the last couple of months. It feels like it's been years
I feel
and
like
in a
she
good
asked
way.
how long we've known each other, and I was thinking,
Yeah, it
6
feels
months?
it feels like years, but really it's been about 6 months now.
it's been about 6 months, and a lot has happened.
Behind the scenes, Devin and I are doing a lot of work. We're doing video work. We're filming videos every single weekend with Jerome Ferguson. Shout out to Jerome for everything he's doing.
Amazing
We're working with other
IFBB
fitness
pro.
models. Josh is going to actually be part of that. We're going to film with him as well
it's gonna be
next.
awesome. I look forward to
and,
it.
We want to educate, motivate, and inspire people. I call it EMI.
Yeah,
I
and
love it.
I don't
there's-
do BMI.
It's no, it's fitness for everybody, you guys, and we may look different to you, and you may not want to have our look, and that's okay. So we're going to educate you to have your own certain look that you guys want. So it's all about teaching and educating and motivating and inspiring, and you, all three of you, definitely do that. And I just want to say thank you very much for what you do.
Thank you for having
Thank you
us.
for having us. It's an honor.
Yeah, absolutely. So again, every week we're going to be here at 7 p.m. now, and we're going to be doing live feeds with amazing guests like these
And
here.
we're going to be smiling.
We're smiling and we're
And
happy.
laughing.
And Josh is going to bring food next time.
Next time, I promise.
I
He's
want
never
those-
gonna hear
I want
that
those
again.
yams.
Oh, no.
Yeah. I want to give a shout out to all my sponsors at NutriShop Woodland Hills and Thousand Oaks, and to Vitargo, Vina, Setwear Fitness, to No Limit Muscle, Gus Manzano. Shout out to all my friends back home in Vancouver, BC, Canada. We're going to be doing our first fitness pro show this weekend. Dana Lynn Bailey is going to be there, and a whole bunch of other competitors, and it's going to be awesome. So shout out to you guys. I can't make it. I wish that I really could, but I've got a lot of business to do back home here. Also shout out to My Pure Life Foods, to Josh Phelps, and Linda K. Lee, to Devin Corey, and until next time, good night, angels.
Stay on the journey.
You're listening to Life Angels with Tracy Lynn, right here on LA Talk Radio.